What's going on, Queen? How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Man, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I had to tell these folks I'm live from Aruba right now. Tomorrow
All
my
right.
birthday, but I can't miss this. You guys, man, you killing it. First of all,
Thank
yo,
you.
I love I told her I really love how you mix in the content with giving education, right? On that business credit side, because a lot of us as minority, we don't even understand the credit world.
Nope.
They teach us to be fearful, right? And for you as a queen to go out there and you start educating our people, but you make it fun. You don't just make it
Thank
like
you.
so boring and all of that.
Right.
You make it cool as hell. And you getting real results from your mentees. So I really wanted to get you on here so you can
Thank
share your
you.
stories, your testimonials, your process, and get them some game. You feel me? So,
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. You're doing your thing with the content. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. So thank you for having me.
no problem, Queen. Introduce yourself to the people who may not know.
Okay, so for those who don't know me, I am Business Credit Devin. I educate on business credit, how to leverage business credit, how to use it to your advantage, and how to not be so fearful of it. Because it's not a scary thing. It's a good thing.
So what made you get into it, right? So as us being the people, we don't get that type of information. So what was that transition like for you to get into this space?
So I worked in corporate for, I want to say like 10 years, right? So, you finally want to sit at the table. You're like, I want to make a certain amount of money. I want to be corporate. I want to wear the suits and I want to, carry the briefcase. So I'm sitting at a table with VPs and they just start discussing business credit. And back then I was doing personal credit on the side and I had really educated myself for personal credit. So I'm totally just, wait, business credit, what? So I asked them what business credit was. And these are like, wealthy white men, right? Little brown girl, what is business credit? And they all just look at me like what? You don't know what business credit? So at that moment, I was like, okay, you got to research. Like you got to. So I took classes, certifications. I really, drowned myself in, learning what business credit is and how we can use it to our advantage. But yeah.
But what was that moment like, right, when they looked at you and you was like helpless, like, yo, I don't know what
Right.
y'all talking about. What was that? Get deep in there from you, because we go through that a lot, and sometimes we feel we get a little discouraged, but we don't go
Mm-hmm.
out and get the information. We just go
Right.
let it go over our head.
Right. And I've always been a person to ask questions. And I always tell like my clients and mentees, no question is a stupid question. So I knew at that moment, I have to find out what this is. Because it was like they were talking so secretive. And I'm like, oh, this is something that's going to change the game. Like I could tell just by, the whispers. And I'm like, oh, okay, we need to know about it. So, as I start researching, I'm like, okay, so the 1%, the wealthy, they're leveraging other people's money. While we're out here using our debit card, they're using business credit to get these boats and these yachts and these cars. Like they're using business credit. We're sitting there like, oh, I wish I could afford that. Meanwhile, the whole time they're not using their money. So cheat code. That was like my
Cheat
aha
code.
moment. Cheat code, right? Yeah.
So what was that studying like, because I understand, because I did, it wasn't like corporate, but I heard about it. This for me, it was probably in like 2017, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
was a late bloomer, but I heard about it and I got obsessed with it. I'm like, what is this? First of all, I
Yeah.
wouldn't even focus on personal credit. Even at
Right.
that time, I ain't know nothing about credit. I say, hey, I got some cash. Yo,
Right.
F credit. Like, what y'all talking about?
Right.
But
Right.
my whole life changed once I unlocked how America worked, right? So what
Right.
was that studying like process for you?
It was eye-opening. It was eye-opening because I was learning stuff. I mean, I stayed up all night because I wanted to. It was like once you fall down the rabbit hole, it's like once I learned one thing, it led me to the next. And I'm just like, okay, so how can I educate my community? Because we're at a disadvantage, right? I'm like, how can I spread the word? And that just became my mission. It just became my mission because we're not taught this. We're already at a disadvantage. We're taught to save, put money in a 401k,
Mm-hmm.
save some more, use our debit card because our parents can't teach us what they don't know. So, I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I have a responsibility. And once I teach people, they have the responsibility to teach their parents and their friends and their kids. Because we need to catch up. We're already behind.
Facts.
We need to catch up.
Facts. So once you got that information, and like, you know how it is when we first get information, we won't tell everybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
How was people receiving it? Like,
You know how people were receiving it. That don't sound right. It's more to it. That girl, that don't sound right. So for the ones who said that don't sound right, they still back there. They trying to catch up. But yeah, it's all about other people's money. That's the cheat code.
100. Did that discourage you though when you trying to tell your family, your friends, and they like, we ain't even on that's a scam or whatever it may
Right.
be. Did that discourage you at all? Like at all?
No, so lucky for me, my family is very much like, yes, do that. What? You learn what? So we share the information. But for friends and associates, it was like, I'm gonna show you. Okay, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you exactly what this business credit can do. And so now they see. They're watching. Hi.
How you doing? Right. So for me, it's crazy because once I got the information, I ain't gonna lie, I ran to my family like, yo, guys, this is it. This is how you do it. And at that time, I tried to do a bi-weekly call called Building Family Wealth, right? Where I got all of my family on a Zoom call to educate them about financial literacy, right? When I tell you, I think for me, where I went wrong is I was trying to expedite the process. But 99% of them wasn't ready to hear the information.
Yeah. It's overwhelming. It's overwhelming.
But I didn't want them to be like, yo, he up and he ain't helped me, or he ain't give me the blueprint, and he's selfish and he is. So I tried, and I ain't gonna lie, I got discouraged. I got discouraged because they didn't put the work in, and I'm doing this for my family, right? I'm like, man, I'm doing this for my family, and if y'all don't get it, then we losing as a bloodline.
Right.
Then my wife said something to me. She said, when you say you're doing it for your family, what family, right? It's already too late for them a little bit, right? You're doing it for their kids,
right?
Their kids, so they don't have to have that same generational curse. And when she said that, my mindset shifted.
Yes, absolutely. And that's exactly why I say we have a responsibility. Millennials, Gen Z, we have the responsibility to pass this down to the next generation, because we kind of were in the generation where we kind of had to figure it out. And, we have Instagram, we have all of this information at our fingertips now. And we have coaches, and we have you're a coach of content. So we have all of these experts and, authority figures that can now teach us. So we have a responsibility once we learn that information to keep passing it down and passing it down. You got to lift as you climb.
Talk to him. I love it, right? So once you first, because of course you already understood personal credit, once you got into the business credit, like when you got in there, what was that first succeed in business credit, right? So let's see, that first credit card in business, what was that like for you and your mental and your everything? Because sometimes we overlook that first achievement because we're trying to get to that bigger goal.
Yes. So it gave me confidence, because let me tell you something. When I first started working on my own business credit, my personal credit score was like a 480. It was bad, right? So I wasn't getting approved for anything. So I started the process of, because I don't teach anything that I haven't done myself or that I don't know. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna figure this out. And that first approval, it was like $500, but it gave me the confidence to keep going, because I wasn't getting approved for nothing. Nobody was giving me $1. So when I got the 500 turned into 10,000 or 1,000. That turned into 10,000, then 60,000, then 100,000 in business credit. So of course I started working on my personal credit, but I didn't have to really worry so much about my personal credit. So once that got started, I started the short-term rentals. I invested back into my business, my consulting business. I was getting billboards and advertisements. That's what people miss. You don't have to run straight to the Airbnbs and the Turo. You can put that money right back into your business and use it on advertising. Sharpen your skills, coaching, classes, courses. You can use business credit for all of those things. I tell my client, keep the receipts. If you buy something from me, keep your receipts. So
I love it, because that's how we do it, right? Every one of our 6-figure campaigns is with business credit, right? And I tell people all the time, the return is phenomenal. Like on a minimum, we'll make a 3x all the way up to a 10x and so far, right? But what happened is, if I spend $100,000 on an ad campaign, guess what? If I make $3 off of every dollar I use, I'm excited, because I get to get them back their dollar, and I get to pocket $2. So that's an extra $200,000 that we put to the side, and then reuse they $100,000 again.
There we go.
right?
That's how, hey, see, you know, what am I on here for? You know.
No, I don't. This ain't my lane. I just literally, I did a movie back in 2017. I spent $100,000 in cash in my own pocket, right?
Oh, wow.
And I felt that shit.
Yeah.
And literally, I tried to go into the car dealership at that time and get a Maserati. Don't ask why. They told me my credit score was a 504, and they laughed at me,
Ooh.
right?
Ooh.
Once he laughed at me, and make it so bad is the sales guy, he went to my school, so he already, my high school, so he talking highly of me, like, this guy is a good guy. But I didn't know my credit score was a 504 because I didn't use credit. I'm thinking my shit good, but not realizing when I was 18, my cousins got an apartment in my name and all of that stuff, and never paid it. So I had $8,000 worth of debt that I didn't, and never had a credit card in my life, right? And so at that moment after the movie, I'm honest, I had $10,000 left to my name. I called every collection and I gave them $8,000 that week and only had $2,000 in my pocket left, right? Wow. But from that moment, I became free as hell, right? And so when people talk about credit and debt, I tell them, yo, you holding yourself from accessing millions of dollars for some petty money. Right. Yes. So when it came to you getting your business credit fixed before your personal, is that a hard process? Because some people think that you got to have good personal credit in order to start business credit. Is that a myth? Talk to that.
Yeah. So, and you'll see a lot of people say, you know, your personal credit has to be good. There are so many lenders, and it's about the strategies. If you structure your business right, that's 90% of it. That's 90% of it. Whether you're getting a vehicle, whatever you real estate, 90% of it is structuring your business correctly, which is, you know, your business is like your child. It needs its own telephone number. It needs its own social security number, EIN number. It needs its own email address. So you have to structure it correctly, right? Once you do that part, the rest is easy. And a lot of people will say, oh, I don't have time to wait. It takes less than 90 days to structure and build your business credit that's going to open you up for thousands and thousands of dollars in business credit. So it's like, listen, you can either now you can max out your personal, or you can wait, have some patience, and use business credit. Because the thing is this, I'm not using it. Once I started business credit, I stopped touching my money. I stopped touching it. I stopped using my debit card as much. I started using, you know, credit cards. And a lot of people will tell you, there's no such thing as good debt. You know, you shouldn't use credit cards. No, the key is leverage. Leverage. That's the key. And that is how people get wealthy. No one gets wealthy from a 9-to-5. No shade to 9-to-5, because we need our 9-to-5 until we can, you know, escape. We need it. No shade to 9-to-5ers, but the myth is that, you know, save. You want your money to constantly be making you money. And you want to use other people's money to make you money. So if I'm using someone else's money, I'm going to take a bigger risk. I can feel comfortable investing. I make my return, pay you back. Now the rest is just revenue.
You know what it is with our people? We want to say, no, I paid for that in cash. No, I ain't used nobody else's money.
Are we drug dealing? Like, why are we using cash? Like, even if I was a drug dealer, I would be finding a way to listen.
And I tell people all the time, it's just, if you think about drugs, it's basically you getting fronted by the plug, right? And you flipping and bring it back. It's about your face card. What your face card look like?
Exactly.
Why you running off on the plug when this is forever?
Right. And it's like, and the thing that I love about business credit and other people's money is the more you use it, the more they give you. You get higher limits. You get better rates. So that's another myth, that the interest rates are high. No, the utilization doesn't count as much. There's so many benefits to using business credit. And your personal credit does not have to be a 700, 800. Listen, y'all, that's the game.
Talk to them. Go in.
That's the game.
Because they be serious, right? Because I hear a lot of business owners that never accesses capital, don't know anything about this world, and I want you to be raw. Like when I talk, I'm hitting them in their heart because I want them to feel it. I want them to realize that they selling themselves short. So you don't gotta be nice to them. Go ask them, let them know.
He don't want me to be nice, y'all. So let me tell you this. If you continue to just save for a rainy day and you continue to use cash, you will be, I don't want to say you'll be poor. I'm going to say it. You'll end up poor. You're not going to move the needle much. You might move the needle this much. Other people's money is going to allow you big investments. You're going to get that return. I'm not really ever worried about the money and paying them back because I know my investment is going to pay them back. So let's take Airbnb, for example. I'm going to go get the Airbnb. That first month, I use business credit to furnish it, down payment, all of that. That first month, okay, you know what? I made $6,000. Let me put that $6,000 back on the card. Those next few months, I don't have to worry about it. That's paid back. The rest is just revenue. But could you have really made that initial investment and felt comfortable just using all of your own money? Would you really have felt as comfortable?
No, because when it's your money, you ain't moving as quickly as if it's their money. I say with their money, you swipe. With your money, you thinking. You got the longest process I ever seen in my life. Like, yo, because 9 times
you thinking and thinking and thinking.
$1,000, you not risking your last 10. But if you got 10 in cash and 10 on the card, you gonna swipe that motherfucker.
Yes,
swipe it.
Yes, absolutely,
you know
every time.
But what happened is, right, us as minority, what happened is we get their money and go buy stupid shit, and then we mess up and we like, oh, that bad. No, it's bad because you didn't use it correctly. You used it incorrectly, and that's why it's bad, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So I tell people all the time is don't misuse the debt. Use it correctly so you can grow and you can scale. But if you use it to impress others, you will forever fail. You know, so when y'all hear people talking about credit and all of this, they can use their money all day. Oh, I lost the queen, but she gonna jump back in, so I'm gonna keep going until she get back in. You know, because she killing it, and y'all gotta know that this shit is real. I want to see y'all scale y'all business and grow y'all business and not take time or play around, because it's up to y'all to take y'all business to the next level. If y'all don't take y'all business to the next level, nobody else is gonna do it for you. So don't overthink the process. What I want you to do is use the process. And I want you right now, if you don't got business funding or if you don't got that, reach out and get it so you can scale today. Stop using all your cash. Stop trying to save up, because think about this. How long would it take you to save up $1 million? Right? But if you could just get your business shit together, you can walk in the bank right now and get a loan for $1 million. The paperwork got to be right, of course. But you can go and get it. Sometimes we too busy trying to save, right? And once you do save it, guess what happens? You ain't even going to want to spend it. That's how bad it is. So as soon as you do get the money, you ain't going to want to spend it. So y'all got to stop thinking like that, right? And get to it. Stop making excuses. Get to it. Invest in it. The queen is back, right? Hey.
Sorry, y'all.
I ain't gonna lie, I seen you go out, but I couldn't stop. I had to keep going until you got back here. You heard?
I don't know what happened. Sorry.
No, you here though, so that's all that matters, right? So if there's somebody right now getting started, well, they probably got the LLC. Of course, they you know, they feel like it's a business. How can they? What's some processes? You gave them a little bit. Can you go a little deeper? What they can do today to start getting their business credit so they can take it to the next level?
Yeah, so the first thing that you always want to do is audit your business. So if you already have an LLC, you want to go audit your business and see that everything is correct. Go back, look at your incorporation paperwork, make sure your business is spelled correctly, all of those things. So after you do that, you want to get your DUNS number. DNB.com, your DUNS number is like the social security number for your business. You need this. If you try to build business credit without a DUNS number, it's not going to connect. So you're basically just doing everything in vain. Another thing, you need a virtual address if you do not have a brick and mortar, not a P.O. box, not a residential address. You need a virtual address.
What is that?
A virtual address is basically like a co-sharing space. So let's say there's an office building downtown. They might rent little spaces to business owners, and it's virtual. So they'll collect your mail for you. They'll forward your mail to you. But it's an address. So when lenders go to look for your business, it's giving you credibility. So what we have to remember is we need to look fundable on paper before we can get approved for anything. Like they always say, even on Instagram with influencers, you need to look the part before you are the part. So your business needs to look the part. You need to you need to be compliant when it comes to underwriting, and that's one of the things. That's one of the ways to be compliant. Like I said before, your business needs its own telephone number. Your business needs a domain email. Not Gmail, not Yahoo, not AOL. If you're still using AOL, you need a domain. And you can go to GoDaddy. You need like an info@devin.com. Now, you can still use Gmail to communicate with clients or whoever, but when you fill out those, any type of funding paperwork, you're always communicating with that business email address. Another underwriting requirement, you want to be listed in the 411 directory. That is one of the first places that a lender is going to check. This is another credibility factor. You might be thinking, like, why do I need to do all of this? Like, it's credibility. You need to look credible, because if you Google a business and it's John's cell phone number up there, and then I do a Google map, and it's the outside of somebody's house, am I gonna call? I'm gonna be like, this ain't no real business. That's no reason looking at you. So you need to conduct yourself as if you're a corporation. Always, you always want to look like a corporation. Your DUNS profile. When you get your DUNS number, you always want to project your income. So projecting your income is basically, I'm manifesting. How much do I think my business is going to make next year? I'm going to say 600,000. Don't go that far. But I'm going to say 600,000. A lot of these auto lenders will ask you what your stated income is, which is basically, what you think your business is going to make. 100,000. You don't want to look small, because if you say, my revenue 10,000, and you're trying to go for 50,000, they know you can't pay it back. You don't really need it because your business ain't even making that much. So you got to think strategically and think like a lender. Credibility is always number one. Your business structure, email, telephone number, DUNS number, 411 listing. These are all of the things that's going to make your business look fundable before it actually is fundable.
Yo, she is 100%. Make it rain on me. I'm dancing. I'm dancing. But look, you want to know what's so crazy? I really wanted to learn the game, so I went out there and I got my auto license to sell cars, because I wanted to learn the finance side of the back end, and I went out there and got my mortgage loan origination license so I could learn the back end of lending, right? Because I was like, I really need to learn it, because my goal is to open up a bank and become a financial resource for Black creatives, right? I'm trying to become a bank for Black creatives so we can start funding our dreams and our stuff like that, because in Hollywood, they own all of our content. They own everything. They give us a check and we happy as hell, but they got generational wealth, and I want to change that shit so we can keep it without raping each other, right? And so I literally took time out to go study this shit, even though that's not my lane, but I wanted that information, and I didn't want to have to go through a third party trying to teach it to me for 20 times the amount it costs, right? Just to get the information. Sometimes we're not willing to sacrifice some time to get information so we can get to the next level in life. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, no, I want this shit. You know what I'm saying? I want this shit.
See, I love to hear that. I love to hear that, because we have to stop playing small. Like we complain about other people, oh, your little business, but sometimes we do it to ourselves and we don't even realize it. Stop playing small and thinking that, oh, my business could never make $1 million. Why not? Why not?
That's just the easiest. That's the easiest, right? Because once you think about it, if you go get business credit, you could go get a $20,000, a $50,000, anything small, right? You can literally keep using that to get to your goals, right? So if your goal is 6 figures, you can get to that shit easy because you leveraging 50% of it is their money. So all you got to do is go make 3 times that and you'll go up. But what happened is you scared to invest in your message. You scared to invest in yourself. You scared to invest in content. You scared to invest in marketing. You scared to invest in networking, relationships, scaling. You scared to do all of that. You just want to grab the money and put it on the ground. That ain't how you do it.
You scared to invest because you're still using your own money. So you scared because you're like, oh, I'm not going to have a savings account if I do that. You're skimping yourself. You're not getting the best quality coach. You're not getting the best marketing, the best advertising. You're not buying the best courses to teach you content because you're using your own money and you're scared to truly invest in yourself.
You know what's the biggest thing for me I learned at a young age? I learned everybody got a price, right? So that means it ain't nothing that's impossible. You just got to be able to afford them. If I want to put Denzel in a piece of content, I can put his ass in a piece of content today. I just got to be able to afford his ass, right?
Okay.
Yo.
Okay.
So anything that you want, you got to literally just be able to afford it, and you got to manifest and go get it. But use other people's money to get there, and make sure you strategize now. Don't just use their money and just go.
Right. Don't just take it and just go. Yes.
So let me say this one thing, right? So if you in this chat right now, what I want you to do is text the word growth in the comments so you can get my free social media business growth secrets, right? So it's the elements and the steps that you need online to grow your business using content, right? Because a lot of people put out content, but it don't do nothing. And so they get tired of it. They get mad at it. But they got to understand it's a system behind it. And most people are just doing one element without the other element. So it's 11 secrets that you need right now to grow. And I also got a free Facebook community that you can get into right after, where literally every single day we post content ideas, captions, everything.
Oh, I'm doing it.
Yeah, please do. And literally, we got so many people in there learning how to put out content. I'm not selling you shit. It's free as hell. So you can take your business to the next level and put out more consistent content that gives value, though. Not sales, but value, right?
Yes.
So going into that, right, you put out so much content that give value. I'm looking at your reels. I'm like, oh, she ain't playing. Like, what made you be so comfortable enough to start putting out content? Because I know a lot of people scared.
Yes.
You know?
I was more scared of my business never thriving because my content wasn't right than I was shy, because I'm about the shyest person that you will ever meet. Devin 2 years ago would not be right here. I wouldn't have been able to do this. But sometimes you gotta want it more than you're scared. So that's where I had just quit my corporate job, and it was like, you know, said a prayer, like, I'm gonna give this 150%. Could I really say I was giving it 150% if my content wasn't right? If I was too scared to get on camera? It's scary. Your first investment is the scariest. The first time you go live is the scariest. Your content, you don't know what you're doing. But if you're producing value, people are gonna see it. People can see through the fluff. They can see through the BS. So if you're truly producing value, and that's why you're going to join the free Facebook group and text the number, because if you're truly producing value, they're going to see it. You're positioning yourself as an authority. So you got to want it more than you're scared. It's scary, because especially when you go on live and there's two people in there and your mom is one of them. Yeah.
Yo, let me go back and talk to that transition from leaving corporate to being an entrepreneur, because a lot of people are fearful to leave their 9 to 5. So, and I tell people all the time, don't leave it just to go. Make sure you're ready. Make sure everything line up before you leave it. So how was that leap of faith for you right there to leave?
So it was scary. The month leading up to it, I would say the 4 months leading up to it, like, I knew my boss had said something real crazy to me, and I knew, like, I'm not gonna be here for much longer. I was up every single night. I was writing stuff down. I was on YouTube University, like the free courses that he's given. I was doing free courses. I mean, I was studying people's pages. I was like, I can't just up and leave. Life don't work like that. But if I strategize and I have a plan, I feel confident doing that. So in my mind, I said, I'm going to give 110%. I'm going to post multiple times a day. I'm going to post value. I'm going to show my face. As scared and nervous as I was, it was like, it's either this forever being chained to somebody's desk, or pushing myself and being uncomfortable. And it's about being uncomfortable. And once you conquer that, the next thing is going to be uncomfortable. And then the next thing is going to be uncomfortable. But you're not going to grow in comfort. You're not going to be in comfort. You can't.
So what was that first 30 days like, right? Going from your 9 to 5, how was it? Like, I really want to get inside of your head on that, because
I never prayed so much in my life. You want to talk about praying 24/7 on God, literally. Okay, I was saying a million prayers, like, but what I learned is, if you truly give 100%, you can't fail. There's no way you can fail. But I'm gonna tell you, them first 30 days, I was like, am I going to need to go to like a buy here, pay here place? Like, am I going to need to listen, I thought of it all. I was like, okay, so if I don't make any money, I'm going to try to do this. I'm going to max this card out. Like, I was determined, and I didn't fail. Sacrifices. I didn't buy that bag. I didn't go hang out. I hadn't taken a vacation in like 2 years, 2, 3 years. So sacrifice.
You know, it's so crazy. I tell people all the time. So I left my 9 to 5 back in 2010. So
Mm-hmm.
I've been a full-time entrepreneur for the last 12 years, right?
Oh,
And
wow. Okay.
literally, it took me 10 years before I even spent a dollar on designer or anything like that because I never cared about it, and I still don't care about it.
Mm-hmm.
If you do see me buy something, it's because the people want to see, like our people got
Right.
to see it to
Right.
believe it, which is so sad to me. But it's part of the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I understand that in order for us to grow and scale, we do got to use marketing dollars on
We
some of
do.
that stuff in order
We
to
do.
keep growing and scale, right? But I tell people all the time, don't be scared to take risks. The person who takes the biggest risk in your lane will win, right?
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
biggest risk, right? I ain't telling you go do no weird shit, but take conservative, real risk. Well, don't be conservative and take real risk, right? And take
Yes.
it to the next level and stay consistent. You ain't sometimes you're gonna be away from your family. Sometimes you ain't gonna eat right. Sometimes you
Yep.
ain't gonna shit. You might not take a bath like for some damn just being
Preach.
honest, right? So you gotta
Preach.
go get it. The person who wanted the most will get it, right? I'm gonna stop right here for 1 second, right? If what me and Devin putting out, if you love it, please screenshot this right now. And once we get off, tag us in your story and let us know how this feels, right? Let us know what you took away from this, right? Share it with somebody because there's somebody out there that didn't even know we went live today, didn't even know that this queen is here, didn't even know that I was here. And I want you to share it with them so they can get these resources, so they can take their business to the next level because it's up to us to spread the
Yep.
word. So I want you to make sure you take a screenshot. We oppose, we'll do whatever you need, but make sure you share it and don't be stingy with the information you get today,
Yes.
right? So,
Yes.
right. So I like you just said it, content helped you out tremendously.
Content, I wouldn't be in the position I'm in if it wasn't for content. Your content is, that's how, it's the like no trust factor, right? So that's how people, if it's between you and somebody else, your content is the deciding factor. There's a million other people in my industry, in your industry. The deciding factor is going to be your content. What are you saying that's going to make them choose you? Are you resonating with them? That's your content. And if you don't know content, if you have business credit and you're using other people's money, you feel comfortable enough to invest in courses, invest in classes. But your content, we unfortunately we live in a world where social media is free, but
Yeah.
that content, you have to work for it.
But the
You're gonna have to
blessing
work for
is, I tell people all the time, you got a cell phone, so you can literally go every single day and don't miss a beat. And we got our thing right now. Every day I'm putting out a piece of content on my phone. All of the content you've been seeing really been on my phone because I want to
it.
show you guys that I'm gonna make 8 figures this year using my iPhone to put
Yes.
out content. So it's no excuses on
Okay.
why you can't put out content. Literally, what you need to think about is your messaging, who you talking to, right? So a lot of times people talking to everybody and their mama and they
Yes.
haven't niched down. So if you're talking to everybody, you talking to nobody. So that's the
Mm-hmm.
biggest reason why you ain't putting out content because you don't know what to talk about.
Yep. Because you're trying to
So
talk to everybody.
you know what I'm saying? So what I like people to do is to literally think of niche down first, talk to a small pond, because that
Mm-hmm.
pond become your own blue ocean, right? And literally what happens is start thinking about them and you can go in depth with your message. Think about all of
Mm-hmm.
their problems. Create a list, 100 thing problem list for what the biggest problems your consumer have, and you start pulling from that every single day and put out a piece of content, right?
Yes.
What happens is people, when they say something one time, they think that's the only time they can say it. You can say
Yes.
that same shit a million times in a million different locations. It don't
Yep.
matter. Stop
Okay.
overthinking. You know what I'm
Repurpose
saying?
content. I said the same thing 100 different ways, and I'll say the same thing tomorrow in a different way. You're always constantly having new eyes on your content. There's somebody that doesn't know you. They don't know anything about what you do, the industry. You got to talk to them too.
Yep. And somebody said my volume was low, so I put in another headphone, so hopefully it went up. I don't know. I just be loud sometimes, so my phone probably say, "Yo, shut it up, man, shut it up," right? So, all right, if you had $100 left to your name, how would you spend it to grow your business right now?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, mm, if I had $100, most likely I would use it to learn another skill. I'm very big, and you guys hear me keep saying courses and mentorships. I'm very big on that because a lot of the information that I use daily that help propel my business was a certification, was a course I took, was a mentorship. So if I had $100 left, I know that if I invest in myself and I take that course, the right course, I'm not saying just go to anybody now. You want to properly vet. But I know that I can flip that $100 and make six figures because I'm going to implement the information. So
what would be all past history, what would have been that course?
Probably content, to be honest. And I'm not even just saying it because I'm on here with you. Content, because it sounds like something so simple, but you would be surprised at what goes into content and how it can change the course of your business. And that's facts. Like
that's why I love it, right? And that's why my lane is content, right? I've been doing it for over a decade. It ain't like I'm new to this. I ain't started doing content through the pandemic. I've been doing content to be honest, I've been doing content for 15 years, if you want to be honest. You see what I'm saying? Since a kid. Like, I love this shit. I went to art college. Like, I went to art institute. I went to a private creative college. I'm a real creative. Like, so I love
help me with my YouTube, because
oh, that's easy. We're going to talk about that when we get off, right? And so I want y'all to know I do got something I just came up with not too long ago. It's called Dontel Fix My Content, right? And it's a mentorship to literally help you fix your messaging, fix your target data, collect leads with content, get the content system, break your camera shine, and stop overthinking. Literally, it's a 4-week mentorship to help you really get precise with your content, right? So if you're somebody who want to learn more about it, all you got to do is DM me, and I'll let you know about it, right? So now that do cost a little bit because it is my time. But it's something that's going to change the way that you put out content, the way that you spread your message, your business to the world forever. And it's something that's evergreen because once you understand how to put out content, you will never stop putting out content. You know what I'm saying?
And you can use content for every single business that you have. Content is not something that you use once and it's like, okay, you can scale every single business that you have or want to start, starting with content. So
100%. And the biggest thing I see is people be scared to get in front of the camera. You better stop being scared to get in front of the camera because people attach to people. I love a person like even her. We reached out to her because I love her personality. I love what she's doing and how she's doing it, right? If she would have just been hidden behind business credit or behind her business, I would have probably never reached out to her because I didn't know if she was a personable person or not, right? So we got to start making sure that we put our face in front of these businesses so we can scale them and stop being shy or thinking that, oh, well, what about somebody who don't like me? If they don't like you, it don't matter. We ain't even talking to them. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to share with them before we get up out of here, Queen?
Just do it. Because you're going to wait, and time is going to pass. And guess what? Time is going to go whether you start today or not. Whether you start your business credit process today, whether you start your content journey today, time is going to move. So you can stand still and let time move, or you can make some moves. There's never a perfect time. Just start.
So if they wanted to learn about business credit, what's that process of getting in touch with you so they can get that journey started?
You can go to my page, Business Credit Devin. Also my website, bizcreditdevin.com. I have all sorts of resources, e-courses, mentorship. So go check it out. The best way to build wealth is using other people's money.
And she on there, Queen. I see them testimonials on there. So she ain't playing no games. Y'all better say she ain't scared to share a meter, right?
Nope.
So if y'all not following either one of us, what I want you to do is click that little thing right fast and make sure that you follow both of us. So you can continue getting value because I see her every day being consistent with putting out content about business credit, about scaling, about growth every day. So you can't be scared. There's no reason why if you go to her page right now, you ain't going to get no value. You're going to get so much value right now that you can walk away now and probably get started.
Absolutely. And you better run this back and get started.
And make sure when you do get started from the free value, make sure you come back and invest in us, right? That's the key thing, man. If somebody gave you one little gem that changed your whole trajectory, Always show them love. Don't keep moving, or make sure you pay it forward and give somebody else some jewels. Don't be stingy. The reason why I got to where I'm at today is because so many other people helped me and poured into me. I didn't do it by myself.
Absolutely.
You know? And she said, she told you, she was on them courses. She was getting her information. She was studying.
Okay.
She was like, you know what I'm saying? So if y'all guys got any questions for her before she get out, write them in the comments really, really quick. And if not, man, make sure, what's her Facebook group? You got a Facebook group?
Yes, it's called Business Credit Cousins.
Okay, cousins. Make sure you get in there, man. Y'all got to start making sure y'all get into these groups and stuff like that. If y'all not in Facebook groups and y'all not learning and getting education and resources, y'all playing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's up to y'all to put out this content. It's up to y'all to get all of the money in the world to grow it and scale. You know what I'm saying? Nikki's, what's up, man? I got to get you on here, Queen. So that Queen, she killing it with content. I love everything that she's doing. I just seen her put the fire emoji. She's amazing. When it comes to content, hey, she's killing it. This Queen is doing her thing, and I love it, right? I'm a real person. So when I see people doing good, I give them their praises, give them their flowers, because at the end of the day, people need to support each other, especially in our community. Right?
Absolutely.
Our community, we be trying to be too cool. Now, I'm going to let you know I love you. I'm okay with being a cheerleader for people that's doing great.
And I feel the same way. And like I said, you guys, it starts with content. It starts with content. There's never been a time where you can make six figures from your phone simply based off of the value that you produce and your content. So, and I saw somebody say you guys' energy is dope. So yeah, if I was to pick somebody to work with as far as content, listen, you see the energy, right? And
it's
somebody
real.
who's been doing it for this long, come on, y'all.
For me, it's bigger than money, man. My purpose really is because I don't see enough minority businesses saying since 1870 or since this, since that. A lot of our businesses been started within the last couple of years through the pandemic, and that makes me mad because I want our businesses to last for hundreds of years and generations, and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that you can move your business, get your message in front of the world, so you can scale and pass it down and not be a one-person army. You got a system to pass down legacy. That's my big thing.
And let me just say this. One of the top 3 reasons why businesses fail is because of lack of funding, because you can't get the marketing, you can't get the advertising. So when I say other people's money, you guys, it's that serious. It's that serious. It's between you scaling your business or not. So yeah, you gotta make some moves. Invest in yourself. That should be the takeaway. Invest in yourself. Sacrifice. That bag can wait. Mexico can wait. Mexico can wait 6 months till you scale your business. Okay.
I got one. Janice OTG. She I believe that she asked, how do I use business credit for my Airbnb down payment?
Okay, so and a lot of people ask this question. You can use a lot of the places allow you to use credit cards now, so you can use a business credit card. If they don't allow you to use a business credit card, you can do what they call manufacturer spending, which is basically you pulling cash off of the card. So let's say you have a Stripe account or a PayPal account, right? You can send yourself an invoice. You can have a friend send you an invoice. Run the card through the payment processor. So I know I need $1,000 in cash, right? I'm gonna pay this invoice with my business credit card, transfer the money to my business bank account. Now you have the cash. You can also, I shouldn't be telling y'all this, but you can go to check cashing places. A lot of check cashing places will allow you to get money orders off of a credit card, a business credit card. Take that information between you and God. Take it how you want it.
Man, a lot of people MS to get here, man. They had the MS to get here, man. That's a real process. But at the end of the day, whatever y'all got to do to scale, go scale. You know what I'm saying? Take it to the next level. Go get them Airbnbs. But the biggest thing when it comes to debt, make sure you pay your debt back. I think that's the biggest thing. Make sure and go read The Richest Man in Babylon, because that book changed my life. Make sure you pay yourself first, right?
Okay.
And make sure that your money reproduce and have kids, and then you use the kids and not just the money you make, right? So go read The Richest Man in Babylon. It's a hard read, but it's really about debt, and it's about saving. It's about really how money works and the banking system works. right? And it's a dope read. It changed my life years ago. So if
Okay.
you want to scale, scale. Don't be scared to go get this money from other people. Just make sure that you manage it right and you use it right, and you won't do it to stunt. You know what I'm saying? Even while you got their money, what's the book? It's called The Richest Man in Babylon.
And you want to invest in, oh, go ahead.
No, you got it.
You want to invest in income producing assets. So you want to invest in things that are going to give you a return. I just want to say that. Don't just be out there spending other people's money because you have to pay it back. So
100%.
knowing that you have to pay it back, you want to invest in things that are going to give you a return.
Yep, 100%. Queen, I thank you so much for your time, so much for all of your information, for sharing with the people. Yo, y'all better not play around, man. Y'all better reach out to this queen so y'all can scale, grow to the next level. So when I bring guests on here, they really do what they do, and they really resources for you to take things to the next level. It's just up to you to take the initiative. Thank you so much
For having me. I will be reaching out because we need to work together again soon. But thank you so much.
It's a wrap. It's done. It's a done. I'm gonna reach out to you before you reach out to me.
Oh,
That's
okay.
how I move, man. Yo, hey, I'm doing this live in Aruba, y'all. And tomorrow my birthday, but I couldn't miss this because this queen is killing it. Right? So y'all might say, "Wow, I'm working," because I gotta work to help y'all to get y'all the resources and all the things y'all need. This shit ain't about me, it's for y'all to scale y'all businesses. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Queen.
Thank you.